debates and decisions that are shaping our continent now in Europeans.
Our car speeds along a motorway in southern Lebanon. It's 6 months since the 34-day war between Israeli forces and the Shiite militias of Hezbollah. It is here between the Litani River and the Blue Line, which marks the border of Israel and Lebanon, that the temporary force of the United Nations, or UNIFIL, is established. It's been here since 1978, following the first invasion of southern Lebanon by Israel. 15 kilometers to the south of Tyre, this scarred wall guards UNIFIL's headquarters. Prior to the Israeli invasion of southern Lebanon, UNIFIL had seen its forces reduced from tens of thousands to just 2,000. But following the August 14th ceasefire, the UN operation was given a new mandate and saw its manpower increased to 11,500. France and Italy contribute most of the troops, with contingents from Spain, India and Ghana making up the force. UNIFIL has been commanded since 2004 by Major General Alain Pellegrini.
Firstly, we have to make sure we understand our mission and then fulfill it with complete transparency and impartiality.
Notre effort et notre devoir de transparence et d'impartialité. Et notre seul correspondant est mon.
My advisor and only commanding officer, if I may say, is the Secretary General, and I report what I observe to him.
De ce que j'observe sur le terrain. Les survols continuent, il y en a encore.
Yes, Israeli overflights continue. There were 2 of them yesterday. They occur virtually daily.
C'est de les observer.
UNIFIL logs them and sends the record of the flights to UN officials in New York. They make an official protest to the Israeli authorities.
Une protestation officielle aux autorités israéliennes.
General Pellegrini's command ends in February. He is reticent to speak about the 3 years he spent as commanding officer of UNIFIL.
When you're interested in a country and you want to do something there, it is necessary to be especially very modest.
He leaves for 9.1, a UNIFIL military location and base for French Tactical Battalion. It is commanded by Colonel de Sivin.
Ici, vous êtes à Der Kifa, on est au nord de la zone de la Finule.
Here in Deir Kifa, we're in the north of UNIFIL's zone. It's a strategic position, very important to its command. This battalion, therefore, has a key role.
Et les moyens d'appui du bataillon français. Actuellement, le bataillon français a 2 missions.
Currently, the French battalion has 2 missions. Firstly, we have to apply Resolution 1701 and observe the ceasefire in the area to the south right up to the Israeli border. And secondly, we operate as UNIFIL's quick reaction force.
The spearhead of the quick reaction force are Leclerc tanks. It is the first time for nearly 30 years that UNIFIL has had the resources to deploy armour. The Lebanese, accustomed to seeing only Israeli tanks, had to get used to them. 4 Leclerc are under the command of Lieutenant Saint-Saëns.
Les gens étaient assez surpris de voir un si gros matériel arriver sur le théâtre, avec un petit peu d'étonnement puisqu'ils se souvenaient.
Local people were startled and a little apprehensive when they saw so many men and armour arriving. They remember the Israeli Merkava battle tanks all too well, but we talked to them, and after a while they got used to seeing our tanks on patrol.
Petit à petit, ils ont accepté la présence des chars.
This afternoon, the patrol consists of 2 tanks and an armoured personnel carrier. The column heads towards the east of UNIFIL's zone, towards the Israeli border.
Là, en fait, on est à l'est de la zone qui est dévolue à l'escadron, dans le village.
We're following our regular route in the demilitarized zone, along the border through the village of El Adasseh.
Nous patrouillons assez régulièrement. Il est à peu près 1 heure de mon point de départ, donc ça me permet.
We've stopped because it's 1 hour since we set out, and that enables me to make a technical halt for the vehicles. In addition, this is a good vantage point with a clear view of the surrounding area.
Sans gêner la circulation.
The view is of Israel, the foot of the Golan Heights. An Israeli patrol captures the attention of the unit. There is never any contact with Israeli forces. The unit will not acknowledge this Israeli vehicle driving through orchards on the border. The following day, they rendezvous with Italians stationed near the village of Sharma. It is UNIFIL's most important base. 1,000 men live there under canvas. For a long time, Italy patrolled the UNIFIL zone using helicopters. Now it maintains a permanent base. With more than 2,000 soldiers, Italy's contribution to the operation has grown since UNIFIL's mandate widened. The Italians also found that their roles had changed.
Questa è una missione diversa dalle altre, quelle che normalmente facciamo in Afghanistan o che abbiamo appena concluso in
The missions are different to those we normally do in Afghanistan and Iraq. Here there is a government, and we're not required to impose peace, as we were there.
Gli israeliani hanno chiesto l'intervento delle Nazioni Unite.
The role of the United Nations forces is approved of by nearly 3 out of 5 Lebanese. Those sharp divisions can be observed within different religious groups. The Shiites regard the UN as pro-American, for instance, and are reluctant to give their approval. At Sharma base, the Italians prepare to carry out similar patrols.
L'attività operativa principale sono l'attività di pattuglia e di presenza sul territorio.
Our main activities are patrolling and maintaining a presence on the ground. We make nearly 80 patrols a day here, day and night, on foot or in armoured vehicles. We patrol an area from the south of Tyre to the Israeli border.
The patrol from the 5th Cavalry Regiment heads through the south of the zone towards the border. A Hezbollah village is approached. The patrol halts before entering the village, establishing a security zone before crossing the outskirts.
Stiamo pattugliando con una pattuglia piedata.
We are carrying out a foot patrol to establish better control of the operational zone.
Nella nostra area d'operazioni.
E dove siamo qua?
Qui al momento siamo su un paese.
Here we're in a village to the south of Sharma. It's called Al-Ma'ash Shab, a primarily Christian village.
Since September, after UNIFIL's mandate was increased, Europe and the United Nations have shown their commitment to keeping the peace in southern Lebanon. It is their hope that the investment in personnel and equipment will be enough.